What's up everyone, Wayne York here with the B5 Beast 422, and today's video is going to be about my top 5 choices for power modifications that you can do to your Scat Pack, Challenger, or Charger without having to tune the car. Without having to tune the car, that's going to allow you to keep your factory warranty, or if you're in a lease and worried about modding the car, you can easily put everything back to the factory configurations and no one's ever going to know you had anything done to the car at all. This isn't for you guys. If you're looking for max power, go ahead and skip this video. Check out my other one on all out naturally aspirated builds. I'll link that in the description below. So my number one power mod you can do to this car without having to tune it is going to be by adding the Proflex fuel commander. This is going to allow you to run E85 for fuel. Normally, it would not be a modification I would recommend, just because you don't gain nearly as much power as you would from a straight E85 tune. But in this case, for somebody that is trying to not tune their car and possibly keep their warranty or their leased vehicle, this is going to allow you to run ethanol, and there are more benefits to ethanol than just the overall power. The engine's going to run cooler and burn cleaner, and then you're also going to still gain some power from this, just not as much. On the website, they claim like 28 wheel horsepower and 31 torque, I believe. I honestly don't see it being that high, but you'll have to find out for yourself. The combination of all these mods are going to get you a decent gain though. So for that being my number one mod, the next number two mod is going to be with your car's exhaust. Your factory headers are honestly really good. I would recommend going through Cornerstone Performance, and you can get Catless Midpipes for around $390. And this is going to get rid of your Cadillac converters. Car is going to be a lot louder, so you probably want to keep your mufflers on it, unless you just want your car to be obnoxiously loud. But it's going to get rid of that restriction with your exhaust gas, and there will be a little bit of power to be made. Now this modification will make you have a check engine light or cell. In order to avoid this, you're going to need to get O2 sensor spacers, also sometimes referred to as O2 fowlers. You can pick those up pretty cheap, and then it's going to trick your car into reading normally and not set off a check engine light. The number 3 mod that I'm going to recommend, these next 3 are all going to be going into your intake. So the number 3 mod is, I'm going to say, go ahead and get the Hellcat lower airbox with the tube that goes to the front of the car. That's going to allow air to be essentially shoved in from the front of the car into the airbox and have the coolest air possible. There are plenty of other companies that make aftermarket intakes for this car, but really most of them just kind of look cool and really don't do anything and will have very minimal gain. You can find the Hellcat lower airbox fairly cheap. Check your local groups on Facebook and everything, Scat Pack pages. Check eBay, and if not, you can order it from somewhere like Steve White Parts. Fairly cheap. Throw a drop-in filter in there, you'll be good to go. So further into the intake, the next modification recommendation is going to be ported throttle body. So you can possibly port it yourself, or if not, you can go through somewhere like MMX, Modern Muscle Extreme, or HHP, High Horse Performance, and order one that's already ported. This is going to increase your throttle response and the snappiness feel of the car. Gains are going to be overall minimal, but it's not going to require a tune. You can just do the pedal relearn. Takes just a couple seconds and you'll be good to go. And then with the combination of the lower air intake box, the throttle body, and now we're going to get into the number 5 mod, you'll definitely feel a response from the combination of everything. So the number 5 mod is going to be porting your factory intake manifold. I've done this myself back when my car was naturally aspirated, just with a cheap Dremel tool from Harbor Freight. If you do it yourself, just make sure to take your time. Don't rush through it. There's not a ton of material you can really take out of place, but if you go too fast or stay in the same spot for too long, the intake manifold is plastic, so you can easily burn through it. Doing it yourself, you can do it in a couple hours, within a day, have it back good to go, and $50 Dremel tool. If you don't trust yourself to do so, then you can go through Modern Muscle Extreme once again, and they will sell you one that's already ported, but that's pretty expensive, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. That's like $1,100. If you can afford to have your car down for a few days and you don't trust doing it yourself, you can remove yours and send it to them. They'll charge you like $390 for them to port yours and send it back to you. So I'd recommend going ahead and doing that. With these top 5 mods, without tuning the car, the gains are not going to be extreme. So just keep that in mind. Don't expect huge gains. There's definitely power to be made. You will definitely be faster than other factory fully stocked Scat packs, and you'll easily be able to go back to fully stock in any case that you need to for some reason. And no one's going to know you had any of these modifications done to the car. With that being said, I'm going to give you 2 more bonus modifications. Neither one of these are going to add actual power to the car, but they will definitely make it faster. So the first one is probably pretty obvious, but these factory tires on these cars suck. You're not going to get any traction, especially if you're trying to add power. So definitely swap your rear tires to something stickier, such as a Nitto or a Mickey Thompson would be my preference. And then the number 2 bonus is going to be weight reduction. These cars are heavy. Most of them, depending on what model you have, are around 4,500 pounds. So any excess weight you can get out of the car is going to help you tremendously. Remove your rear seats. If you're going out for a race or something, remove your passenger seat. Take everything out of your trunk. Don't even run a full tank of fuel. Run half a tank of fuel in the car, and you can easily drop 200 plus pounds off this car. And they say every 100 pound is good for a 1/10 in the quarter mile. So you can, all these little things easily add up, and you should be able to get this car into the 11s on the factory tune, no problem. That's going to be it for today's video. Comment below. Let me know if you have any additional things you'd like to add to it, or any videos you'd like to see. If you like the video, show it with your friends. And thank you for watching. B5 Beast 422.